Okay, thank you so much. Later this month, more than 4,000 students will gather at the STEM National Conference here in the Valley. The Rio Grande Valley Philanthropic Foundation has put the conference together to show our students they can succeed in science, technology, engineering, and math. One of the speakers will be Valley astronaut Mike Fossum. Our Daisy Martinez talked to him about his career and the event.
And today we welcome the Valley's only astronaut and McAllen's very own, also now the Vice President of Texas A&M University, Mr. Mike Fossum. Mr. Fossum is no stranger to the Valley. He's visiting us today as he gets ready to be one of the featured keynote speakers in the upcoming STEM Nation Conference. That'll be happening in McAllen later this month, and it's expected to be a huge event, also a wonderful educational opportunity. Mr. Fossum, tell us a little bit about this event.
Well, I'm really excited to be part of it. It's on May 20th, and it'll be at the Bert Ogden Arena. I think that's in Edinburgh. And we're expecting over 5,000 young people here to just learn about STEM, the science, the technology, the engineering, and the mathematics. And I'm so excited to be part of that. As growing up here, we didn't have much exposure to those kind of things. There were no academic. UTRGV didn't have an engineering program. There weren't many jobs even available, so we weren't exposed to it. Well, now our whole world's changing, right?
I know it has so much here in the Valley. And you said, I've read up a little bit on you, and you said you started dreaming about going to space as young as 11, 12 years old as you were watching this on TV. But as you mentioned, now the opportunities are here in the Valley for our own kids. No matter, what race, age, anything, that's out the door. The opportunities are here now, right?
Absolutely. I was 11 when we landed on the moon the first time, and I remember walking out into my backyard after watching the moonwalk and shaking with excitement, looking at the moon hanging over my house in McAllen. And that started this crazy dream. And, people laughed. Who do you think you are? And I remember this one so vividly. Nobody from down here does anything like that. And they kind of beat me down, and I didn't really believe the dream could become true, but I had people that did believe in me along the way, in high school and in college and career and other opportunities that helped pull it out. But now I understand, that kind of a dream, if you harness that dream and you work toward that dream to figure out, what does it take? What's the next step? What are the opportunities? And I want to open up the doors to dream big in so many ways for the young people down here. And now, of course, I work for Texas A&M University, and we've got a campus here in Edinburgh. I run a campus located in Galveston, and I'm on the main campus all the time. And I know, and I left NASA 8 years ago to come do this because I know the power of a great education and a positive team to change lives. But the STEM Nation Conference is another one of those things that changes lives, exposing young people to all of the opportunities that are out there. We've got SpaceX down here. This is just amazing, the opportunities that are here, and there are so many high-tech jobs here in the Valley now that need workers. And so few people with Hispanic backgrounds tend to get involved in these STEM degrees. I think part of it's they just don't know they exist.
They've never been exposed, right?
They haven't been exposed. They can't see themselves doing it. And so come out and meet Norman Garza, who's going to be one of the speakers here, and just start to dream and believe. And for the families, for the teachers, and the other people that work with the young people, helping them encourage that dream, feed that passion, and give them the energy to keep pushing.
Let me ask you, you said you grew up in a time where there was very little resources. Did you ever imagine that we would have such a resource as we do now, literally just down the road over with SpaceX in Brownsville?
Never. And even when I heard that Elon Musk and SpaceX were doing this down here, I thought it was a negotiation ploy with the launch complex in Florida. But no, it's very, very real, and it's right here. And it's astonishing to me. To imagine that in South Texas, we're launching rockets like that.
Where you grew up.
Where I grew up, right. It's really incomprehensible, and I love going down there to Starbase and seeing the things that they're doing and the changes through time and cheering for them, and knowing that the young people are here. It's not a distant dream. It's not an impossible thing. They can see it. You can go feel it and dream of being part of it, and maybe you know, hopefully there's another Valley astronaut someday. There will be.
I'm sure there will be,
There
especially
will be.
since you're coming down and talking to young students, inspiring them, like you said, from a young age. Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You said you watched us land on the moon.
Right.
Now Elon is trying to get SpaceX to land in Mars. Do you think we're going to get there?
We are going to put human footprints on Mars. That was my dream. I dreamed about that because when I was a child, we're landing on the moon now. Let's see. They say that in 20 years we'll be landing on Mars. That'll be about right. I'm going to go to Mars. Well, it's taken longer than we thought, but we are going to put human footprints on Mars. And I just hope that there's, you know, an American flag on the shoulder of the crew while they're doing that. And I want to see it. And today's young people, I think they're going to be the ones that are doing it.
I think so too, and that's why it's so important, and we're so thankful that you keep coming down to the Valley. I know you love your community down here, and we love to hear from you because it's just so inspiring. So don't forget, this May 20th, Mr. Fossum will be one of the keynote speakers at this STEM Nation conference, and I'm sure all the kiddos out there are going to be so inspired.
This may be the largest conference like this in the entire nation.
And you're having both
huge,
people from
and
the
it's right
Valley
here.
and from Mexico, so it's going to be
That's right.
amazing.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming today, and good luck on May 20th.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for inspiring all the youth of the Valley.
All right.